Hello everyone.
Hi everyone. I'm Shahj and this is Majid. This is Watch This Film episode 3.
This is.
It's a continuation of the recommend series. We just rebranded it.
Yeah, Shahj and Majid recommend.
Yeah. No, not recommend. Oh my god, it's Watch This Film it's called.
Watch this film. Carry on.
Hey everyone. Sorry, hold on. So it's Watch This Film WTF episode 3.
WTF.
Yeah. WTF episode 3. There will be other videos where we talk and discuss and review like maybe latest movies, discuss other topics, etc. But this series right here is where we recommend a film each from the comfort of your own home you can watch.
So today, Shahj, what are we going to be recommending?
I'm going to be recommending you watch this film, which is Bilal, A New Breed of Hero. Bilal, A New Breed of Hero is a movie that came out actually in
2015. So Shahj, tell us.
So let me tell you about Bilal. First of all, this movie is about Bilal ibn Rabah, who is the Sahaba, the companion of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Okay.
And it stars, I can't say this name, man. Hold on, this is a hard one. Hold on, let me say it, and let me try to say it. It stars, the voice, first of all, it's a CG animated movie. So it's voiced by Adewale Akinoya Agbaji. Is that how you say it?
Adewale Akinoye Agbaje.
Yeah, so this guy, he's a famous actor actually. He was in Suicide Squad.
All right. Who was he in Suicide Squad?
He played Killer Croc.
All right.
He played Killer Croc. He was also in some other, I think it's Gladiator and some other. He played like the black slave in most. In like a lot of movies, he's Nigerian.
Okay.
Think. But so in this movie, he plays a slave. Bilal, obviously, as you may or may not know, who's a slave in pre-Islamic Arabia.
Right.
And this movie is absolutely excellent because it shows the Islamic story about the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and all that stuff, and everything they went through, but from the point of view of Bilal.
Oh, so from Bilal, the famous Sahaba's point of view.
Yeah, he was the first Muezzin and a close companion to the Prophet.
Yeah.
And it's from his point of view. And that is excellent because obviously as in Muslims in Islam, we're not allowed to depict the Prophet, right?
Yeah.
So like The Message, for example, remember The Message?
That famous movie, The Message, from like the 70s.
So that was like from Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's point of view, and you say from his point of view and walk around and you never hear his voice, nothing. So me personally, I like The Message, but there's a bit of a disconnect because there's no one to kind of hold on to. But this one, you see it from Bilal's point of view, so you kind of follow him around. And he doesn't show the Prophet, don't worry about that. But you do see the other famous characters like Ali, Abu Bakr, Hamza, and the beats he goes through is absolutely amazing. No spoiler. I mean, it's not a spoiler because it's historical. You see, for example, when the Ahad part, when he was the
battle of
when he says Ahad.
Oh, Ahadun Ahad.
Yeah, when he says
so
one
that
God.
In Arabic means only one.
Only one. When they put the heavy stone on him and try to crush him, and Abu Bakr frees him. You see that part. You see the Battle of Badr.
Yeah,
amazing.
That's what I thought you were talking about.
Yeah,
the Battle of Badr.
Yeah, so you see the Battle of Badr, which is absolutely amazing. Obviously, they make it a bit more. I don't know what happened, but arrows and all that stuff. And then you see Ali as well. Ali's gangster in this. Proper, he's rough because he was known as the Lion of Allah, innit?
Yeah.
And the famous stories he grabbed some guy, lifted him up, and spiked him on his head and killed him in one go. He was that legendary. But anyway, so you see that as well. And obviously it doesn't show everything because it take hours because this span over many years. Obviously, it's showing the main stuff like when
they'll condense it for the movie, right?
Battle of Badr. Yeah, when he came back, when he went on top of the Kaaba and did the azan. So they boom, 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 and he finished it. So it's not is it an excellent CG animated, heartful, emotional thing. It's also educational.
Very educational.
It's quite, from my research, it's very what do you call it? On point.
On point. Okay, good.
It's directed by two Muslim brothers, Khurram H. Alavi and Ayman Jamal.
Okay.
And it came out in UAE in 2015, as we said earlier. But what happened was it only got released in America last year with the dubbing.
So where can it be seen?
It can't actually be seen in England officially just yet.
Okay.
But
go
stream. So there are ways of watching it in this country. And also, if you were to buy the Blu-ray DVD from America and import it, you can watch it that way. Or from UAE, I'm sure there's DVDs, Blu-rays out there, and you can import it, so you can do it that way. But in UK, it's not been officially released yet.
Okay.
And it's suitable
Who is it suitable for? Yeah.
When it comes to family members, this is perfect family watch.
Okay.
I watched it with my kids. You can watch it with your kids, and you sit down, and it'll spark an interest about that time of the history,
Okay.
and then you can dive a bit more deeper. So it's perfect to watch with family. I wouldn't watch really young kids because of the Battle of Badr. There's some
scenes of violence.
Some scenes of violence. You don't see gore or anything, but obviously knife slashes and stabs, etc. And there's also like a nightmare scene. Obviously, Bilal, as a slave going through slavery, he was going through some nightmare scenes. So like you might see the devil, etc. So really young now. I would say from age 6, 7 onwards. Happy days. Watch it.
6+.
Yeah, 6+. Bruv, it's an excellent movie, and you need to go watch it because I know you still haven't seen it, bruv.
Okay. So that is Shah's recommendation.
Yeah.
So moving on to my recommendation, mine is the 2016 release, Arrival. Okay, that was a Hollywood movie, and I
love Arrival. I love it.
You've seen it as well, haven't you? So
I've seen everything. You need to catch up, bro.
So mine is Arrival, 2016 movie. The director is Denis Villeneuve. He's best known for a movie he made after that, which is Blade Runner 2049. Again, that's an excellent movie, which I'm going to talk about another time. And I think I've recommended that on I reviewed that on our radio show as well when we were doing that. He's a brilliant Canadian director. I think he's really making a name for himself.
Hold on, yeah, sorry to, Dennis, bruv, he done Prisoners, one of my favourite movies of all time.
He did Prisoners, he did Sicario too. So a lot of you might know Sicario.
I think a lot of people know Prisoners, bruv.
Yeah, Prisoners is absolutely awesome. This guy's really
He's a top director.
Every film he's directing is proving to be like either critically acclaimed or a massive hit. So Arrival's the synopsis essentially, firstly starting with the cast. The main cast are Amy Adams. Okay, you might know her from Lois Lane in Man of Steel.
Yeah.
She was also in Enchanted. She's
everywhere, bruv.
She's been around since like
the
early 90s.
She's like the famous redhead actress.
You know what's funny is that she doesn't seem to age. She's like been around since
1994
or 95.
It's that devil juice, bro. I'm telling you.
I think she gets frozen at night or something.
Something Illuminati, bro. I'm telling you.
And then also Jeremy Renner, who also seems to be in a lot of movies nowadays. Hawkeye from Avengers. He's also he is a very, very good
Wind
actor.
River, bruv. I'm gonna talk about Wind River.
So the not so well known Wind River, which is also something we're going to talk about later on in the series. But yeah, so mainly you Marvel fans will know him as Hawkeye. From the early.
He got
Avengers
famous something
movies.
in it. Hurt Locker.
Hurt Locker is what he was very
That's what
famous for.
made him into stardom.
And another one who's also in there is Forrest Whitaker. Now he plays a lesser role, but he's very, very well known as
the lazy-eyed black guy.
The Last King of Scotland.
Isn't
That's
it?
what he's in.
But lazy-eyed black guy.
He's just a very good character actor. And he's also in Black Panther. He has a small role in that as Zuri. This movie, Arrival, okay, it's a science fiction movie, but its theme is so much more than just being like one genre. It's a slow burner, okay? It builds up for at least half the movie. So if you don't like slow movies, this may not be for you. I won't spoil it. This might not be for you if you don't like slow movies. Okay, but at the same time, the kind of build-up is worth it because of the shock and surprise of what you realise halfway through it.
It is hard to speak about this movie without spoiling it.
The basic premise.
Say the premise. Say the basic premise of what happened in the trailer.
The basic premise is that these UFOs arrive on the planet.
Go on.
Where did I manage to cut myself?
What the f*** do you have? But when you try to put it down there, bruv.
Maybe. Is there
What
something?
are you doing, bruv?
But why is there something there that cuts?
It's recording.
All right. So
the synopsis. What happened?
The synopsis of Arrival.
what happened? The basics.
So yeah, basically these imposing UFOs arrive
Massive
in
ones.
different places around the world, and we focus on the one in America, which is in Montana. And you first notice it from Amy Adams' point of view. She plays a xenolinguistics professor, so she's in some kind of uni, and she just notices from the kind of shock and horror
She's a
around
language
her.
specialist.
Yes.
Break it
that's what
down.
she is. And then it goes to the ship eventually, and you just see this enormous single kind of featureless UFO, and it's got like all this like mist rolling off these mountains towards it. It is a beautifully shot movie.
So do you understand the aspect of it?
Yeah.
So literally, it's not mist, it's actually clouds. So what's happening is the clouds that UFO creates a gravity. Remember, it affects gravity.
Yeah.
So he's pulling the clouds towards the ground because it's got such a strong force of gravity.
So
Hence, when you go up there, they walk up sideways. Like,
okay, so they create it is like fog. It looks like, so fog is clouds on the ground, in it, and they roll downwards. And as you see,
it messes the gravity, doesn't it? Remember, they walk like sideways and up the side.
Yeah, their entrance. So Jeremy Renner comes into it as a part of the team, along with Amy Adams, who's going to try to make contact. And that is the basic premise of the movie. But it also deals with other things. With themes of grief for Amy Adams, which starts off before that, with how kind of the relationship within the team, where they're approaching the aliens from different points of view. So like science and language and other kind of, how would you communicate with such a new kind of arrival, really, which is the movie. And I think that the twist in it and the actual general storyline is so brilliant, and it builds up so beautifully that it really like kind of holds on to you and it captures you. The music that goes along with it, right, is by an Icelandic guy called Jóhann Jóhannsson. Yeah, proper Icelandic name. And his music is, I think it goes really, really well with the movie. Right, it's really emotional. It's really very kind of. I don't know, it's kind of intense and emotional. It's a bit unnerving, like you don't know what's gonna happen. I don't think that it's like it stands up like really well, the music on its own, the way Interstellar's music does. Yeah. But it is really good with the movie.
It suits with what you're watching.
Yeah, definitely.
But I just want to say, like, with this movie, just as people realize when they watch this, because I know some people were disappointed when they're watching Arrival, and the reason why they were disappointed is because they assumed that this was some sort of horror film, or it's some like aliens gonna come out and start murking people, like the day the Earth stood still or something like that. Yeah. But this isn't it. This is more of like a drama, slow character building, a bit like how to communicate with aliens, etc. So you don't expect no. Like wait for it to like suddenly pick up. It really doesn't. It keeps a steady pace throughout, and then just finishes.
And what it builds up to isn't that it's building up to a huge amount of action. What it's building up to is more in terms of threat, human reaction, what's going to happen amongst the characters, and it's got a very gripping story.
And also how we perceive reality.
Yeah.
So how we perceive reality. I'm not gonna say more than that, but it's how we perceive reality.
Without going too much further into that, it is something that I definitely recommend you watch. In regards to who should watch it, the official UK rating is PG-13.
But who do you think can watch it?
It has themes of death and tragedy. Okay, you got to remember that. It's also got like certain threatening aspects in it.
But what would you say? Forget about the certification PG-13. What would you like if your child was like 6, 7?
Well, it's got briefly strong language and it does have themes of death. So I would actually say that people who are like 11, 12 upwards should watch it. That's my personal view. At the end of the day, I recommend that you do watch this movie, and don't watch it for, like Shahj said, any kind of alien gore or this or that. You do see a lot and it does explain a lot, but it's more about perceptions, it's more about...
would you say it's like a thinking man's movie?
Yeah, it's a very much a thinking man's movie, and I do very much recommend it. Watch this, and in fact, watch all of Denis Villeneuve's movies because they're brilliant. And that is what I would say. So today's reviews...
That was it, really.
Before we go, Arrival is available on Netflix.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah,
is this not on Netflix?
It is on Netflix.
Is it?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes. I watched it on Netflix.
Okay. I didn't even know that.
It is on Netflix.
Okay, so excellent.
It's also available on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime.
But it's also on Netflix.
In fact, we're going to talk about that next. On our next video, we're going to talk about which streaming company do you use to stream your films?
Well, yeah, we'll have a chat about that.
We'll chat about that. So, just to recap, this is Watch This Film episode 3. We reviewed a film each that we think you should watch. Highly recommend. I said Bilal, A New Breed of Hero. And there are certain ways to find it, but it's not officially released in the UK. And Majid recommended...
I recommend Arrival.
And you can watch that on Netflix.
Netflix or Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Brilliant. Awesome. So that's it.
All right. Thank you, guys.
So, let's go. We'll speak to you guys later. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Oh yeah, hold on, yeah.
So let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know what you think, because if you've seen this film, let us know what you think, okay?
That's right.
So let's cut. See you later, man.